Just waiting. All right, we are live. Hi. Just gonna positive this space with the palo. Burn this hair today. How's everyone doing in this beautiful container? How did everyone like my butt? I noticed there was a lot of commentary on that, and I'm getting the idea and the hint that people are in this group because they saw the word sex, and that's what everyone wants. I promise I'm getting there. But before we can do any of that sacred sexual soul stuff, I know that we have to connect with the heart first. So that's the plan today. I'm connecting us to some more heart practices, and I want to teach us about intuitive body connection because it's a thing and it's a beautiful thing to have your own special pendulum. So, just gonna let this wave out. And how's everyone doing today? Drop me a line. I would love to know. And come on in. And we're going to spend the next half an hour enjoying this little exercise about what our body is telling us and how we can connect to body speak. Yeah. This is something I really love to teach because I do it a lot for myself now, and it hasn't gotten me wrong yet. Mind you, sometimes my hair is a little bit too much. I don't know. It's telling me way too much stuff sometimes. Picks up a lot. So yeah, if anyone is going to come in, let me just reintroduce myself. I hope y'all can be hearing me. You know what? Just in case, I'll turn down the Krongbin. Really in on this band. Love Krongbin. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining and watching, even if it's on the recording, for the Sacred Heart Sexual Soul group that talks a lot about embodying, empowering, and learning our sacred self-expression, and then getting to the really fantastic sexual souls we all have inside of us. My name is Colleen Comet here online. I am an art, soul, and sexual expression guide, a Reiki healer, and a Tao hands practitioner. So I work with energy healing, and I work with a lot of like somatic, visceral body energy work. I'm also a really great storyteller, performer, and I am definitely an artist and kid at heart. And I love working with people, women, clients that are all about learning their self-expression. So with that said, today, as I have noted, we're doing our intuitive body connection workshop. And this is a part of my little mini series here in this beautiful container where you all are so welcome and so loved here. That really is, I would say, a collection of my best teachings in which I have developed like a really bigger, deeper healing container that I'm launching in October. So this is part of that. And so or I should say, what is intuitive body connection? Intuitive body connection is tapping into your body's responses to your external situation, external circumstances, relationships, the simple things in life, anything and everything that you are exposing yourself to on a daily basis, and what your body is trying to communicate with you in very minute ways, very physical ways, in fact, too. So when we're expanding our self-expression and specifically our relationship with our body and how we express and how we tap into the external world with our body, it's really important to honor our body's needs and voice. So when we tap into this voice, that really helps us align better to our true authentic self. And well, let's just be real here. From my experience, the inner body voice is your inner child. And that is why the last workshop I did was totally about that inner child. Because when you start to get to know that wonderful being inside of you that has always been there, and then you align your body's frequency and reverberations to their voice, you're like fast tracking yourself to being real, to just expressing yourself much more clearly, and people around you are going to honor that better because you know yourself so well and you stand in it and with much more power. So the benefits of this awareness is invaluable, and for those very reasons, and the results are that you're more intuitive with your self-care, you're more timely, you're more organized, you're more respectful to yourself, you honor your boundaries. Huge one nowadays, right? We need to honor our boundaries and be able to work within our capacity so that we can be the best people and with our best skill set every day, right? We don't want to be doing everything for everyone else on their time. We want to be doing what we want to do because who doesn't want to do what they love? Another benefit is that you'll have more opportunity aligned to you because when you're authentic, it's like you become a magnet. And when you're calling in and listening to your intuitive body, the universe is just reflecting that right back at you. Simple physics. It's kind of quantum, but we're in 2020. I think a lot of us are opening to that right now. So yeah, we become a magnet when we're really connected to our intuition. Another benefit is giving yourself permission to do new things because your voice is going to say funny stuff and you're going to say, what? No way, I don't want to roller skate. I've never done that before, but you try it anyways. And then you're happier and healthier and you just do new stuff and get out of the norm, and that shakes up your literal body vibration. And again, you become more magnetic. Also, just taking risks in life in general to help you grow. And I think that's really important because, especially in a time like now, a lot of things are changing and uncertain. But when you are in yourself very knowledgeable and very certain of your being and certain of your communication with yourself, you're not worried about everything else. You know you've got you. And I think that empowerment and empowerment in yourself is probably the biggest thing that got me healing and accelerating in my journey. So with that in mind and all those benefits, let's learn some exercises that will show how your body's going to respond to your emotional responses and develop your visceral awareness. So how do we do that? I mean, we're sitting here right now, or maybe you're standing, or maybe you're somewhere else. I don't know where you're at. Drop me a line. But I'm going to set you into a space right now, right here. It's going to take 5 minutes. I want you to give yourself the opportunity to go into your feelings with no attachment to anything at all, because we are going to do a positive and a negative emotional experience, okay? This is solely for the response that your body is doing, and it's not to dive into the whole thing. So give yourself that permission to feel without attachment, all right? I promise you it'll be worth it. All right, so I like to call this the positive negative exercise. And I actually learned this from a very amazing, super high mojo, high energy healer named Tony Robbins, who I love. Like, who does not get jacked up on Tony Robbins? I did, and he has this really simple exercise that shows you how you are in control of your emotions. And this I like to use with intuition because now you're going to be able to see and feel your body. So the first thing we want to do is get high on your positivity, all right? Simply put, think and be and embody right now a like premium, exciting memory or emotion that you can really start to like get into. So like for me right now, it's leaving in a week and going on a vacation and being in love with my love and just being out in nature and knowing that I've earned this and I've done the work and I aligned and the universe gave me all this blessing this summer. And oh my gosh, like I cannot even be more thankful to everything around me that has given me this permission to go forward and do this. And right now I am like, pew, okay, so like get excited, move your body, like giggle, laugh, whatever, okay? Take that one more minute, like really embrace that feeling right now. Oh, embrace even like, yes, like happy, orgasmic, ooh, like shaky, wiggly, like kid fun excitement. Okay, boom, we got it. We're good. Yes, great. I'm a little bit sweaty. How do you feel? You feel sweaty, you feel warmer, you feel looser, maybe. You feel a little bit more fast. I'm clearly, I can hype my own self up. This is amazing. Why do I even drink coffee? I don't know. Anyways, yes, good, good, good. So now hold that 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're back here. Not neutral or anything, but now let's bring it to a negative experience. Okay. Think of that job you lost, that embarrassment, keep it to really like, again, keep it unattached. But I'm thinking about this time where I moved from Montreal and it was a long journey to get there. And there was a lot of things piled onto that spot in my life. Oh, yeah. It feels heavier all of a sudden, right? You're feeling heavy. You're kind of slowed down. That's exactly what I'm doing in myself right now. My little intuitive voice is like, yeah, that was a poop. That was a bad poop. So that moment, okay? Hold that moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now come back into that positive moment again. Switch right back over, okay? Again, we're non-attached. So we're right here, right now. Where were we just before the negative emotion? I was thinking about my love vacation in the mountains, in the beaches, and the ocean, in the city with a lover. It was just darling. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Mmm. See, I can come right back here. Now, let's all come back here. Y'all back here? We're good. We're good. This is the second part of the exercise. Where in the body is that happiness? Okay. Feel it. You just felt the shift twice. So you felt your first happiness, you went to a negative experience, you came right back. You felt that change in your body. Where is it? Breathe in. Just locate it right now. And if you need to ask, say, hey, where is this joy, this happiness, excitement, this reverberation that brings my magnetic being into reality? Where is it? Mine, absolutely. It's actually like in my solar plexus. It usually starts in my back and it's like warm or it's cool, but it's always just like around my rib cage. And it's so distinguished. It's amazing. I love it. And then oftentimes too, I am like handsy. So if you see me, I'm all like, like, okay, I'm in a great mood. If you see me like, okay, so this is the second part. We found our happy spot, our happy, positive, magnetic part of us. Then there's the negative part of us, right? Where is that in your body? Let's go and shift one more time back to this negative space. And where is that in your body? And even just for me thinking about it, to identify it and calibrate my body, because that's what we're going to do next. Mine's in my shoulder, particularly my right shoulder. Yeah, and it's a strain that actually starts coming up right here for me. So it'll fan across in the back and then come up here for me. All right. Give yourself another few seconds to think about this. Again, non-attached with our emotions. Where is it in your body, right? I'm just going to light a little more Palo Santo because I love this stuff. It makes me feel good. I honor the beautiful, beautiful force that grants me this privilege to have such a spiritual gift and tool. And I have a little cat here. All right, I'm coming back into this positive realm now. Let's come right back. Let's just be present again. Let's wipe this space away. So let's just give ourselves a little hug. Oh, yeah, we did so good identifying that. I hope you identified that. If not, take some more time to really sit with that on your own. Just flip-flopping your emotions and then identifying what your body is telling you, because there could be multiple points. It could be not so much a feeling, but an anti-feeling, right? It could be a numbness, or that your mind it starts wandering. So there's something there that's saying like you're not focused, okay? You know yourself. Don't ever think that you don't. You do. All right. Now that we have these body exercises, well, what do we do with them, and how we're connecting with them on a daily basis is what we call in the spiritual world having a spiritual pendulum. Now, there's some modalities. I have a Tao practitioner modality, for example, and part of the sort of like the attunement of that energy healing module gave me a pendulum. I was like, oh, great. I already really, relate to that and that significance of how my body wants to tell me yes or no, essentially. So it was like a bonus. But that pendulum that I got given was completely different. It's a totally different feeling. However, it still relates very much to how my body reacts. So when I do have a yes with my spiritual pendulum through the Tao practice, my body will also tell me yes. So how do we calibrate a spiritual pendulum now that you have a yes and a no, right? A positive and a negative? Simple. You train it, and just like a dragon. You got to train it. Or maybe perhaps just like a puppy. So let's ask to calibrate your pendulum for yourself. All you got to do is ask some questions that you already know the answer to. Okay, make them very simple, something that you're wearing or not, so that your body will tell you a yes or no according to where that negative and positive response is, and then you can calibrate yourself. All right, so I like to ask myself that's a yes first, so I can really feel that positive again before I go into a no. Like a yes answer question that I already know the answer is yes is, oh, I'm wearing my favorite sweater, the black and white striped shirt. Yes, right? It's going to be like right here. Okay. And so you ask that question, you say, am I wearing this and that right now? Yes or no. And you say, hit it. I like to say hit it and snap, just because that was a little bit more of a way to release and surrender to the answer. But you don't, like that, again, it's just how you feel comfortable. I like to kind of have like a moment, right? To allow that pendulum, that calibration to say, here's the answer. And then trusting that answer and how that feeling is inside of you. And then the same thing you do with a no question. Ask yourself a no question that you know will be that answer. It's very simple, very non-attached emotionally, so that you can feel your body respond. Okay? Pretty simple. But it's valuable. I can't express that enough, because I know when I didn't have these tools, the disconnection I had with my body, it did all the things that, like that ended up making my experience in life, sure, I would say less meaningful. I love making things meaningful, and being part of like a spiritual, heart-centered exploration of myself was really important. and a really important factor to healing. Because I didn't want to heal just so that I can, get over my family stuff and get over my trauma. Like, well, what do you do once you're getting over all of that, right? Like, how do you look forward to something if all you're doing is the work? And what I really look forward to, because I've been progressing and accelerating on my healing so well, is that it's reflecting in my relationships. My relationships are stronger, they're deeper. To be honest, there's less of them, but the communities that I'm attracting right now are ones that I belong in. I don't feel like I am having so many like power dynamics anymore where I felt like I attracted, and I always end up putting myself in groups of people that I'm inspired by or look up to or that are big players, and then I feel really small. But now, instead of feeling that way, I feel like, hey, I am here now because I belong here, because my intuition's telling me this is part of my journey and I will learn along this way and get there, right? That affirmation in my own being gives me so much more self-confidence. And it's self-confidence that's beyond my body. Okay, I posted all my bits today and everyone was giving me the loves, and I thank you for that. But to be honest, the love I was giving myself when I had that photo shoot was because I earned that. I earned my art. I've worked so hard to get out of my way and just express myself and be happy. And looking at those pictures, you know what? Regardless that some of my reactions felt in ways that I did still have to process, like, hey, you're feeling, you're feeling vulnerable. That vulnerability had so much more meaning to me to say, well, now it's time to honor that vulnerability instead of looking at it like it was a bad thing, because those positive and negative intuitive connections we have are all messages. Your anger is a message, your sadness is a message, your trigger is a message. So once we get these calibrations in our body, the real next step of the work, before you can get to all that sexy stuff with everyone else and integrating all of your community and your relationships and that, and then you get all entangled again. The next step is to go deeper with those answers. Yes,